Ladies and gentlemen, a fitting beginning to the 61st Annual Torrance Armed Forces Day Parade. I'm Emmett Miller. Thank you so much for joining us here today. It's been a few years, but we're back with flying colors. Speaking of flying, as the Torrance Police Motor Detail approaches, we've got a B-25 Mitchell bomber, a C-53D Sky Trooper, and a Douglas C-47 Skytrain, either approaching or leaving the station now. The plane you saw in the distance just a few minutes ago was the Douglas C-47 Skytrain, the What's Up Doc, from Palm Springs, California, initially delivered to the Royal Air Force. Of course, the Royal Air Force called theirs Dakota. We're calling it the Skytrain. And may I introduce to you the Torrance Police Motor Detail, ladies and gentlemen. This detail was established in 1928. The city of Torrance, one of the first agencies in Los Angeles County to adopt a motor detail. The motor detail duties include traffic enforcement, DUI enforcement, fighting crime within the city of Torrance as well. Today they're being assisted by motor officers from the city of Hawthorne and the city of El Segundo. A round of applause for the motor details. And by the way, the C-47 Skytrain we just witnessed in the distance will be making another pass. And by the way, this plane went on to serve the air forces of Belgium, France, and Israel, maintaining continual service until 1997, but putting wheels up to come and say hi to us today on the 61st Annual Armed Forces Day Parade. Ladies and gentlemen, the Joint Services Color Guard, commanded by Staff Sergeant Greg Roberts. The National Colors, presented by Sergeant Jose Arredondo. United States Army Colors, presented by Specialist Trayvon Morgan. United States Marine Corps flag, presented by Sergeant Mikhail Davon Stewart Cannon. United States Navy flag by EMT-2 Mark Abuyan. United States Air Force flag presented by First Lieutenant Tyler Eddy as the C-47 makes a triumphant return. Coast Guard flag presented by MK-3 Jean Santana Solis. United States Space Force colors presented by Airman First Class Jose Juan Martinez. And the Guard protecting the left of the national colors, Specialist Zion Thompson. The Guard on the right, Specialist Duhani Jackson. And our Grand Marshal, ladies and gentlemen, our pleasure to introduce Rear Admiral Carola List, the esteemed Director of Operational Logistics for the United States Coast Guard. They are today's honorary branch. She's a career naval aviator with 4,800 flight hours, holding multiple degrees and certifications. And our honorary Grand Marshal, ladies and gentlemen, IT-1 Andreas Pulido, a distinguished member of the United States Coast Guard and the base Los Angeles Long Beach Enlisted Person of the Year. IT Pulido has over a decade of service, multiple accolades, multiple shipboard and IT qualifications, currently pursuing a Security Plus certification. Welcome, sir. We're very proud to have our Grand Marshal, the Rear Admiral Corolla List. As our honorary branch today is the Coast Guard, ladies and gentlemen, our celebrity Grand Marshal, Mr. Beau Bridges. Beau Bridges is an actor, director, United States Coast Guard veteran as well, serving 8 years in the Coast Guard Reserves. He's won 3 Emmy Awards, 2 Golden Globes. He's a Grammy Award winner for Best Spoken Word Album. He's been nominated for countless other awards in his career. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Beau Bridges. And in the distance, we can hear the United States Air Force Band of the Golden West, stationed at Travis Air Force Base, California. The city of Torrance, one of the few cities in the nation designated by the U.S. Department of Defense to host an Armed Forces Day celebration, with the Torrance Armed Forces Day Parade as its highlight. This has the distinction of being the nation's longest-running military parade sponsored by any city. And those of you who've been here for years and years know that we've only shut down a few times for national emergencies, 9/11. The COVID shutdown probably lasted the longest. But now we're back, and we're so glad that you came to join us.
C-47 will do one more pass.
And as we listen to the approach of the Band of the Golden West, we're told the C-47 will be doing one more pass. I hear engines, and that could be it. And circling in the distance, we've got the C-53 as well. This is the Sky Trooper, one of the first to cross the English Channel and deliver paratroopers behind enemy lines the night before D-Day, the plane you see in the distance. Ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. Air Force Band of the Golden West. The U.S. Air Force Band of the Golden West, the only active duty Air Force band west of the Rockies. 60 airmen musicians under the command of Lieutenant Colonel Christina Mora Rudia in support of Air Mobility Command. And as that C-53 goes overhead, a fitting welcome to our mayor, George Chen. Elected to the City Council in 2018, Mayor, June 2022. Riding with him today, his wife, Amy Chen. Councilmember Bridget Lewis. Appointed to the City Council August 2022, Councilmember Lewis, a resident of Torrance for 16 years. Riding with her today, retired United States Coast Guard Commander Michael Goldschmidt. Round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, Councilmember Assam Sheikh. Elected to the City Council June 2022. He's been a resident of Torrance for 14 years. Riding with him today, Jill Bonilla, Sarah Sheikh, and Eric Wally. Councilmember Sharon Kalani, round of applause, please. Elected to City Council 2020, representing the 4th District. Resident of Torrance for 42 years. Riding with her today, her spouse of 35 years, Omid Kalani, daughter Natasha Kalani, grandson Jackson McNerney. Councilmember Aurelio Matucci. Elected to the City Council in 2018. Resident of Torrance for 18 years. Riding with him today, his wife Celeste, their grandson Giuseppe. Ladies and gentlemen, Councilmember Mike Griffiths. Appointed to the City Council in 2014 and then elected in 2016 and 2020. Resident of Torrance for 40 years. And our esteemed and beloved City Clerk, Rebecca Poirier. First elected City Clerk June 2014, re-elected in 2018 and 22. Resident of Torrance for 15 years, riding with her today, her friend Robin Taub-Comer. Ladies and gentlemen, our City Treasurer, Mr. Tim Goodrich. Two-term City of Torrance Council member, elected Treasurer in 2022. He's an Air Force veteran, ladies and gentlemen, a resident of Torrance for 16 years, and expecting a daughter within the next few days. Congratulations, Tim. Ladies and gentlemen, United States Congresswoman Maxine Waters. Serving her 16th term in the House of Representatives, proudly representing the citizens of California's 43rd District. Those cities include Torrance, Gardena, Hawthorne, Inglewood, Lawndale, Compton, and parts of Los Angeles. She made history, selected by her peers to serve as the first African American and the first woman to serve as chairperson of the House Financial Services Committee. Now ranking member of Financial Services. Congressman Ted Lieu. Congressman Lieu serving his 5th term in Congress. Formerly serving in the state legislature and on the Torrance City Council. Congressman Lieu also served in the Air Force on active duty as a member of Air Force Reserves. California State Senator Stephen Bradford, ladies and gentlemen. He's honored to salute our U.S. veterans who currently serve for their unwavering dedication. Elected to the Senate in November 2016. California State Senator Ben Allen, ladies and gentlemen, representing the 24th Senate District. Covers the West Side, Hollywood, South Bay, and Santa Monica Mountains areas of Los Angeles County. First elected 2014, now serving his 3rd and final term in the state Senate. California State Assembly member Al Maritsucci. Mr. Maritsucci represents California's 66th Assembly District, located in the South Bay and the Harbor area. He's a former prosecutor, Deputy Attorney General, California Department of Justice, and a former Torrance school board member. Al fights for jobs, affordable health care, good schools, safe neighborhoods, a healthy environment. Riding with him today is his wife, Dr. Hiroko Higuchi. With his wife is Dr. Hiroko Higuchi and his daughter, Sophia. Captain Ryan Manning of the U.S. Coast Guard, ladies and gentlemen. A distinguished leader in the Coast Guard, Captain of the Port Los Angeles Long Beach, Commander, Coast Guard Sector Los Angeles Long Beach, leading 550 personnel in a 1,200-member auxiliary force. Captain Manning, a true example of dedication and leadership. Another B-25 overhead, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously giving welcome to Colonel Jackson Clark of the U.S. Army. Colonel Clark commissioned as a second lieutenant in 1998, serving as a platoon leader in Battalion AS-3 in the 95th Military Police Battalion. He changed his military occupation specialty to Special Forces and has been deployed a number of times. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Philip Stuber of the Marine Corps. Colonel Stuber is a native of Long Beach, joined the Corps in 1998, serving as a career infantry officer. He's commanded at the platoon company, the battalion level. He served as a primary staff officer at the division level and completed multiple deployments. Round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Jessica O'Brien of the U.S. Navy. Captain O'Brien is a commanding officer of Naval Station Seal Beach, as well as a commanding officer of Navy Munitions Command Pacific, CONUS West Division. And our Colonel of the Air Force, Ms. Liz Howarth. Colonel Howarth, serving as a commander of the 61st Medical Squadron at Los Angeles Air Force Base, California. Director of the Defense Health Agency Small Market as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Mia Walsh of the Space Force. Colonel Walsh, the commander of Space Base Delta III, Los Angeles Air Force Base, El Segundo, California, leading 5 squadrons and 6 staff agencies supporting over 7,000 personnel, $1 billion in physical plant assets, a $61.4 million budget. Colonel Walsh. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, as the parade moves into gear, we're expecting the North American Aviation T-6 Texans to come overhead. 3 aircraft in total. And as we await them, the West High Entertainment Unit. This is one of the most traveled musical organizations in the Western United States. The West High Entertainment Unit. having performed in over 20 countries, in addition to multiple performances in the Tournament of Roses Parade, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, New York City, Thanksgiving Day Parade in Philadelphia. They've consistently received top honors in competitions throughout Southern California. What a wonderful day here in the city of Torrance. We see that C-25 flying over again and again as we await the C-6 Texans. But that's the plane that I mentioned earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, our World War II veterans. From all branches of the military, 94 to 105 years old. They've served our company in Iwo Jima, Okinawa, Pearl Harbor, Guadalcanal, and Normandy, keeping America free. Riding today, Ralph DeLibero, serving in the Navy, Leroy Forehand, Aviation Ordnance First Class in the Navy. Charles Deemer was a merchant marine, accompanied by his daughter, Ellen Deemer White, also a veteran of the Navy. Leon Silverman, Navy Seaman First Class. Storekeeper Jim Olson, serving in the U.S. Air Force after World War II. Michael McKenney, serving in Vietnam. Bob Downey, as a Marines PT. Joseph DeMules, a retired Air Force major. P-38 fighter pilot. Arthur Ho, a staff sergeant in the Army. And riding with the World War II veterans today is Dixie Mayer. Dixie's organized this group for many years. She's been instrumental in making sure we never forget those who fought for our country. Round of applause. And straight overhead, the T-6. And a second T-6. I think we have 3 coming. Now, as you well know, this morning, the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce with UCLA Health hosted the Armed Forces Day 5K run walk with Village Runner along the parade route. In the car you see before you, the fastest man and fastest woman from the 5K, Mr. Liam Miller and Abby Hong. Is that the Fairchild? Oh, no, this is Bird Dog. Straight overhead, the Bird Dog, meticulously restored L-19 Bird Dog, owned by Robert Lang. Ladies and gentlemen, the veterans of Foreign Wars District 4, the VFW, and the Veterans of Foreign Wars Auxiliary have been around for 230 years combined, one of the largest veterans organizations in the world. They honor the veterans, the active duty military. They supply support and resources for families and local community and promote patriotism wherever they go, ladies and gentlemen. And the Vietnam Veterans of America South Bay, Chapter 53. Thrilled again to be participating in this great Torrance Armed Forces Day Parade, the only veterans service organization specifically chartered by Congress to serve Vietnam veterans and their families. This organization is well known in the halls of Congress for lobbying for improvements for veterans as well. We'd like to thank the commander of the VVA Parade Unit, Chapter 53, Vice President Kirk Gillett, joined today by the fellow members of VVA, Chapter 53, and they welcome all veterans of the Vietnam era to join them. If you'd like to be a part of it, make contact. Ladies and gentlemen, approaching the podium, a stalwart of the Torrance Armed Forces Day Parade, the Bob Hope U.S.O. Since 1941, the U.S.O. lifting spirits of America's troops, keeping them connected to family, home, and country. It's a private, nonprofit organization. They provide USO programs and services to troops and their families at more than 36 major and auxiliary military installations across 51,000 square miles of Central and Southern California. And right on their heels, ladies and gentlemen, Ruck for Veterans. An official 501c3 nonprofit focusing on veteran mental health. The goal is to promote fitness and mental health while forming a sense of support. Ladies and gentlemen, Ruck for Veterans. Marching into place before you are approximately 500 young men and women preparing to join all of the various branches of the United States military. This continues to be one of the largest mass oath of enlistment ceremonies conducted publicly. It's a valued tradition of the Torrance Armed Forces Day Parade. Ladies and gentlemen, at a time when our nation has been supporting democracy around the globe, especially fitting that we recognize the sacrifices that these young men and women are willing to make in defense of our great nation, vowing to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Truly, the cream of the crop of society, representing less than 1% of all eligible men and women in this nation, continuing the honored tradition of defending the freedoms we've all enjoyed in this nation for over 239 years. And now, to present the Oath of Enlistment, Rear Admiral Corolla List.
Check. All right. Please, if you would raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the officers appointed over me according to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching history being made here at the Torrance Armed Forces Day Parade, the Mass Oath of Enlistment. And also approaching the podium, someone very special to us and this branch of the military, our honorary branch, U.S. Coast Guard Senior Chief Malia Chasteen. We're honored to introduce her, an exceptional senior enlisted in the United States Coast Guard, distinguished service spanning 20 years, command senior enlisted leader at Coast Guard Base Los Angeles. Joined today with her son Miles and the 8th Master Chief Petty Officer of the Coast Guard, retired Master Chief Vince Patton. And now, retired Master Chief Patton with a very special announcement.
Good afternoon, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the distinct honor and privilege of introducing a leading light in the United States Coast Guard, an inspiring and distinguished leader, Senior Chief Malia Chasteen, an illustrious career that began in April 2003 from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, has led her to her current role as the Command Senior Chief of Base Los Angeles Long Beach, a position she assumed in July 2022. Senior Chief Chasteen's career is not only notable for her dedication and leadership, but also for the significant strides she has made in the Coast Guard. She is the first African American woman to earn certification and ascend to the position of officer in charge, not only a Coast Guard station, but also on board a Coast Guard cutter. Today, she will be the first African American female to advance to Master Chief Boatswain's Mate. These achievements stand as a testament to her pioneering spirit and her unwavering commitment to excellence in service. A passionate advocate for diversity and inclusion, she is actively involved in diversity and inclusion education and awareness program. She takes pride in her role as a change agent and diversity and inclusion facilitator, and is also a certified coach. Senior Chief Chasteen is a proud mother to her 9-year-old son, Miles, successfully balancing her responsibilities as a leader and a mother. Today, we gather to honor her outstanding dedication as she ascends to the rank of Master Chief, a title that comes with increased duties and responsibilities. We have every confidence that she will meet these challenges with the same determination and excellence that she has shown throughout her career.
Ladies and gentlemen, Master Chief Malia Chasteen.
To all who shall see these presents, greetings. Under the order and authorization of the Personnel Service Center, Enlisted Personnel Management Division, know ye that reposing special trust and confidence in the fidelity and abilities of this Senior Chief Petty Officer, I do hereby ceremoniously advance Malia R. Chasteen to a Master Chief Boatswain's Mate in the United States Coast Guard. To the rank as such, from the 20th day of May, 2023, this appointee will therefore carefully and diligently discharge the duties of the grade to which appointed by doing and performing all manner of things thereunto pertaining. And I do strictly charge and require all personnel of lesser grade to render obedience to appropriate orders, and this appointee is to observe and follow such orders and directions as may be given from time to time by superiors acting according to the rules and the governing articles governing the discipline of the Armed Forces of the United States of America. Given under my hand at San Pedro, California, this 20th day of May in the year of our Lord 2023, L.M. Sharkey, Commander, U.S. Coast Guard Commanding Officer, Base Los Angeles, Long Beach. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Senior Chief to Master Chief, before your very eyes, Miss Malia Chasteen. And if the pomp and circumstance weren't enough, this first year back, from having been off for 4 years from COVID, and we're witnessing promotions, enlistments, overhead. We witnessed the PT-17 cadet and a P-19 trainer hot on its heels. We, of course, wish our best to our Master Chief Chasteen, commanding officer on all issues and initiatives pertaining to the members of families in the Los Angeles, Long Beach area. Just by way of a bit of background, now Master Chief Chasteen has attended several service schools, leadership development schools, pursuing a degree in communications. And we're proud to have her here with us today and witness her promotion. And marching before you, ladies and gentlemen, the Richardson Middle School Band and Color Guard. Richardson Middle School is from Torrance, California, pleased to be making their annual appearance. All students performing today, grades 6, 7th, and 8th. And they're playing Symbol of Honor by Ted Masang. The Richardson Middle School Band and Color Guard, ladies and gentlemen, band under the direction of Carrie Willett. And in the distance, approaching the podium, the U.S. Coast Guard Ceremonial Honor Guard Silent Drill Team. The Coast Guard Honor Guard Silent Drill Team, led by Chief Petty Officer Alexander Mason. 10 elite, hand-selected Honor Guard seamen excelling in close order drill with fixed bayonets. Based out of Alexandria, Virginia. Exemplifying the Ceremonial Honor Guard's time-honored values of pride, poise, and perfection. Second pass, ladies and gentlemen, of the Stearman, P-17 Cadet, and the Fairchild, P-19 trainer. As we watch the silent drill team. Ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. Coast Guard Ceremonial Honor Guard and Silent Drill Team, led by Chief Petty Officer Alexander Mason. Thank you so much. Approaching the podium, the U.S. Coast Guard Maritime Safety and Security Team. Security Team Los Angeles Long Beach 91103, a specialized unit providing maritime safety and security to the California region and around the world, preventing, responding safety and security threats, including terrorism. Highly trained, equipped to handle any situation that may arrive, ensuring the safety of both the public and the coastal environment. Ladies and gentlemen. And approaching the podium, the U.S. Coast Guard Port Security Unit 311. Commissioned in 1995, Port Security Unit 311, located on Terminal Island, and the Coast Guard's dedicated Rapid Response Expeditionary Force, uniquely reserve only. The 311 responds to natural disasters, providing security to forward deployed ports and bases around the world, operating jointly with other U.S. forces. Commanded by Commander Patrick Hanley. And today we have the 32-foot Generation 4 transportable port security boat. This is our honorary branch, ladies and gentlemen, United States Coast Guard. They're the Maritime Security, Search and Rescue, and Law Enforcement Service Branch of the United States Armed Forces. Approaching the podium, the U.S. Coast Guard Aid to Navigation Team. Aid to Navigation Team, Los Angeles Long Beach. 6 personnel responsible for servicing aids to navigation along the California coast from Dana Point to Morro Bay, including lighthouses and aids to navigation in the Channel Islands. The primary asset you see before you, a 26-foot trailerable aids to navigation boat capable of working buoys and hoisting up to 500 pounds. The U.S. Coast Guard, ladies and gentlemen, a maritime military multi-mission service unique among the United States military branches for having a maritime law enforcement mission with jurisdiction in both domestic and international waters and a federal regulatory agency mission as part of its duties. Unlike other branches of the military, the Coast Guard are law enforcement officers as well and carry weapons, even when not deployed. And the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary Sea Dory 255 Tomcat. The vessel Odesso II, twin hull, advanced stability powered by twin Honda 150 horsepower engines. Coast Guard Auxiliary Crew of 4, patrolling the port of Los Angeles, Long Beach, search and rescue, towing distressed boaters, keeping watch for threats. And the Coast Guard Auxiliary Personal Watercraft. This is the Civilian Volunteer Force multiplier for the Coast Guard. They exist to support all United States Coast Guard missions on the water, in the air, except for roles that require direct law enforcement or engagement. Ladies and gentlemen, the flags of our great nation and state are represented today by the cadets of St. Catherine's Academy. St. Catherine's is a Catholic school with a military tradition, founded in 1889 by the Dominican Sisters Mission of San Jose. providing K through 8 with a faith-filled foundation for lifelong success. St. Catherine's Academy. And approaching the podium, a warm welcome for the United States Army Horse Detachment. This is the 11th ACR, performing at official ceremonies, unofficial functions, regional community events, a living and historically accurate depiction of the mounted cavalry soldier, preserving the regiment's heritage, providing a regional representation of the 11th ACR Fort Irwin. And right on their heels, ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. Army Infantry Platoon. A rifle platoon. Now, these platoons are generally made up of 5 squads. 3 11-man rifle squads, 1 8-man command squad. It consists of a platoon commander, a sergeant, a radio operator, 2 assistants, and a 3-man weapons team, and 1 9-man machine gun squad. United States Army Infantry Platoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, representing one of our many branches of the U.S. military. And as you're probably well aware, and have been for many years, those of you who live in Torrance and have been to this parade many times, every year we have an honorary branch, this year the Coast Guard. But they take turns and we honor every branch of the U.S. military, each for their unique contribution to keeping the nation safe, to keeping you safe and our families safe. And riding before you, again from the U.S. Army, the M1165 General Purpose Humvee. This is the M1165, an expanded capacity command and control general purpose Humvee. It's a 4-man vehicle. Can be used in a variety of missions from command and control, armed patrol, specifically for design on all sorts of roads. And right on its heel is the Army MRZR light tactical vehicle. This is the MRZR Alpha, brand new, delivering superior off-road maneuverability and performance. They aid special operations and expeditionary forces, the MRZR light tactical vehicle. And next we see United States Army JLTV Joint Light Tactical Vehicle. The Joint Light Tactical Vehicle, a design that supports mobility, reliability, maintainability within weight limits, ensuring tactical transport to and from the battlefield. They can provide protected, sustained network mobility for personnel and payloads across the spectrum of military operations using scalable armor solutions. It's a perfect marriage between load-carrying capability and added protection. the Joint Light Tactical Vehicle. Never shy for an extended photo op. And ladies and gentlemen, approaching the podium, the United States Army M997A2 Humvee ambulance. This is used as an ambulance on the battlefield. It can carry a 4-litter or 8 ambulatory patients. Provides mobility for emergency situations. It's a quick link between battlefield casualties and emergency services that aren't readily available on the front lines. This M997A2 has been in service in the United States Army since April 2nd, 1985. And ladies and gentlemen, United States Army Corps of Engineers. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Los Angeles District, led by their commander, Colonel Julie Bolton. Los Angeles District ranges from the southern border, north of San Luis Obispo, and eastward across the state of Arizona. The mission of the Corps is to deliver vital engineering solutions in collaboration with our partners to secure the nation, energize the economy, and reduce disaster risk. The Corps operates 5 major dams, 45 miles of channels. The park rangers patrol these areas, protecting visitors, caring for the environment, a major partner for navigation safety as well, United States Army Corps of Engineers.
5 minutes out on the helicopter, which is a search and rescue helicopter out of Long Beach. Coast Guard. Oh, sorry.
That's a vehicle.
No. I mean the next flyover.
I know. Who's this marching in front of us?
Oh.
That got switched. Got moved. I think they got moved between 9 and 10. The California Army National Guard 1098 MTV, ladies and gentlemen. 1098 medium tactical vehicle operated by Alpha Company 640th Aviation Support Company. Vehicle used to transport equipment and troops. Alpha Company recently used theirs to support an ammunition draw, supporting the 640th Battalion's individual weapons qualification. And right after them, the M1120 LHS. And leaning on the horn, California Army National Guard M1097 Humvee. A high mobility multi-purpose wheel vehicle operated by the 640th Aviation Support Company. Used to transport loads of equipment and transport troops. Marching into place before you, the North Torrance High School Army Junior ROTC. The North High School Junior ROTC program, obtaining the Honor Unit with Distinction designation since 2000. That's an award given to only 10% of Army Junior ROTC programs worldwide. The program is currently run by Senior Army Instructor, Lieutenant Colonel Nolan Flores, and Army Instructor Command Sergeant Major Michael Baker. Ladies and gentlemen, the North High School Saxon Regiment. Ladies and gentlemen, the Saxon Regiment Marching Band Color Guard, part of the Visual and Performing Arts program at North Torrance High. Students from 8th to 12th grade, performing various wind percussion instruments. And straight overhead, a Dolphin helicopter. This is United States Coast Guard Search and Rescue, the Dolphin helicopter. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to United States Navy NTAG Pacific Recruiting. A U.S. Navy Humvee, courtesy of Naval Weapons Station Seal Beach. And by the way, this is just back from deployment. And now from the quarterdeck group, a beautifully restored 1946 Navy Jeep. This is driven by the leader of the quarterdeck group, Commander Dave Rupp. Dave, thanks for being back again this year. A tribute to our men and women of the armed forces, we thank him and his group for being here every year. We thank Commander Rupp, we thank the quarterdeck group, and speaking of which, once again, the quarterdeck group exhibiting the beautifully restored scale model of the World War II battleship USS Nevada. This is a restored example of the power of the American Navy during the early years of the war. This ship stayed on to support troops at Normandy and Iwo Jima as well. Along with the battleship Nevada here, we have the South Bay Navy Sea Cadets as an escort. And they're led by Cadet Lieutenant Junior Grade Anthony Rakota. Thank you once again for coming today. Beautiful, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts helping us out today. And ladies and gentlemen, marching before you, the United States Marine Corps 2nd Battalion, 23rd Marines. The 2nd Battalion, 23rd Marines, a reserve infantry battalion in the United States Marine Corps. Approximately 1,000 Marines and sailors, providing trained combat personnel, units augmenting and reinforcing the active component in time of war and national emergency. Fifth Battalion, 14th Marines, another reserve unit. And today they're showing the King of Battle. This is an M777A2 howitzer, towed by a 7-ton MTVR. Please welcome the 5th Battalion, 14th Marines. And ladies and gentlemen, here at the Armed Forces Day Parade, we know them, we've seen them before, we welcome them back once again. United States Marine Corps retired Ernest Gunny Napper and Frank Payne. Gunnery Sergeant Napper served in the Vietnam War and in Desert Shield and Desert Storm during the Gulf War. He retired last year from Disneyland, where he honored our veterans for 30 years at the Disneyland Flag Retreat Ceremony. His story is on display at the Smithsonian. And Frank Payne joined the Marines in August 1973, never went to Vietnam, but did a lot for us. He retired in September 2000. And marching before you, Redondo Union High School, Marine Corps Junior ROTC. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podium, the Bishop Montgomery High School Thunder by Night. And hot on their heels, United States Air Force Base Marching Unit. This marching unit is deployed to improve or reestablish communication and coordination during emergency incidents. Led by Chief Master Sergeant Michael Groder, Senior Enlisted Leader of the 61st Security Forces Squadron. And the United States Space Force Base Marching Unit, ladies and gentlemen, warm welcome. Newest branch of service to our military, the United States Space Force. And once again, a proud tradition at the Armed Forces Day Parade here in Torrance. The Beach Cities Cadet Squadron 107 Ninth Civil Air Patrol, a congressionally chartered, federally funded nonprofit civilian auxiliary of the Air Force, an active part of the South Bay for over 77 years. And may I introduce to you, if you don't know them already, the Sons of the American Revolution. These are the sons and daughters of the American Revolution, descendants of one or more patriots who helped secure our freedom from England during the Revolutionary War. It's a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization promoting patriotism. The sons and the daughters of the American Revolution would like to remind everyone that our nation's 250th anniversary is only 4 years away. So now is the time to refresh yourself with the many events leading up to the Declaration of Independence. And ladies and gentlemen, before I leave you, a big round of applause for the Torrance Police Department for putting on the parade and making sure we're all safe and happy. And this concludes the 61st Annual Armed Forces Day Parade. Once again, I'm Emmett Miller. It's been a pleasure serving you. I wish you a safe and wonderful weekend.